na de ehoho ananso de etie enso no right enti nana betrase amame na afi ye di enkomo no se de wo se ye di no papa pe enso ehoho na de etie eno no nti nana bantama minim sa obesa ana obesa ko ana kwaba
Yura Joso
oye
Yamiadum oye papa
nana bantama edini nyina no
Bajai
de o ma me de wo tedo no
political me, my own kidney.
Oh, okay. Nana bantama ne.
Me break you.
Break you. Kenya bad kura.
Be free Western. But Ashanti region is second home.
Oh, okay.
Timiswa nyina hana mtra ya. Timiswa no. Na mo bantama me ko wasa. Bantama kurawi. Tisa from Korabrim na.
Na be ka.
Na kwame no.
Na mo ye nana bantama. Nana bantama. Eh bantama de ye. Anyway, right. Baby aufre ehoboko.
Bajai amiado.
Bibi aboko
pa.
Obesa ko fufura na. Communication.
Oh, Dabi.
Unko bio.
Dabi me.
Are.
Am say China ya hwefi.
Sa.
Ne aboa ma ye ko.
Uti bobo mo chidom.
Exactly.
Na omako.
Papa.
Sanete. All right. Mo honum se galamse mo mfanye hwe. Anamba.
I'm say small scale mine say be bia.
Men ka small scale mine.
Galamse. Galamse no. The difference between galamsey and small scale mining in grata. Oh, grata, a friend is small scale mining. Legal one. On in grata, I say galamsey. Illegal. Differences in any, but on my one paper to cross, it will bring illegal connections no more.
Virtual as will be illegal.
Sure.
Virtually.
You know, so be as
Obia. Omom guta papers ni omom guta nkra.
Obia sensu no ya wa be mi ni nzu nyina sensu na nkrof bibiri guta papers. So
we free mo still asay.
Free mo still na me be of me hu ni nya kura. Enti no small scale man na say galamsey si robesa me kan ne de. Em say koso.
Okay.
Aban ba yi kura de. Enye kura. Enye na wo hwe si de nsu no aye nsu no first no kura na wo sa uhu se kama. By this time there was stability. Bronica will be stability. I go school yesu ayi. Inso ni mu fi pa this time around. But ye ko to abey. Ye wura John Dramani Mahama ne sabi ni pen for say. E na mo mai 2 weeks. Ye ba be break bia. Mo mai 2 weeks. 2 weeks ye dia mo ma say 2 years ni ye koi.
2 weeks not than 2 years.
I done 2 years.
Still
I na ko so. And ye ngrofo ne ye chichu am gumo. So no.
E hono nam kase because ne MP before do na sorry I say the moka and say nipa no mo ye gadamse na ngasa wo ho na sebio womo a sebi womo am fan say enka womo na say womo directly womo enwura mu na abanye wotiso yi e de na esi womo so no momo ye na nkasa no wogya womo honom okabi
miura mekabi
na chiremu mam because mentia say
miura kewodi so obehwe am no nya na tikure mu asembu a ebedwasere de yentu agiransa na ebua asembu a ye kan ewu se obi a anim obvious se obi a be hu nti yenkotu agiran oba bi anwendwero ansa na abebua yenhwe chema hutumi die si de na wo chire mi se sabi chema hutumi court no ka chire o se o won grata e dia danse pefe se nya illegal na o ye no na emom aden na o allow no ho e ma Chinese fo bi ko sense asisi nsu e ma se bi o ma eti mpatem ho ye bre na wan kan chire minister no ye hwe mran mu nsu a e no kore wan kan chire minister ndia esese ye kwachew na ye nhwe sabi enye se wo tan enkrofo ma na nko a wo ba na wo de ahye wo ye ma na wo fie wo nsiesie wo yie na nso wo ko obi ani asimpuna na sabi o kwakotia chema hutumi case o ma small scale mining e wona asase so a o se ono de onye involve na wo se oni ti kodem no okodem ni galamsey na ekofoma na enti o ma ewo concession e wo krum ya o nko a na ewo anaso o mo ye adwuma wo o concession so ana me free western region ko western region ko hwe ko central region ko hwe western of ko hwe a lot of people ewo even yewura wɔte akonya so mampanyin mahama ɔno ankasa video bi a security kan sɛ abɛn mu nkrɔfo then time nanado nkrɔfo yɛ adwuma yɛ galamseefoɔ efiri na bɛn ɔno nso na bɛn na nkrɔfo yɛ bi yɛ were lot of people sɛ bi ɔmo concession a ɔte ngran ɔte kumase ɔte tamale nanso wire concession ɛwɔ maybe mi krom wasajokwa na nkrɔfo ne guso yɛ adwuma omugusu yɛ adwuma na sɛ week so na month so a wakɔgye ne concession fee nti saa nkrɔfo no mo yɛ adwuma nti Ghana yɛnkɔ minerals commission na ɔma ɛwɔ concession yɛnyimra ni yɛnkɔ nkura na se nkɔhwɛ sɛ nnwuma mo yɛ nyina na ɔma ɛyɛ adwuma mo wɔ concession ana nti yɛakye concession wɔ na sini nyina wi ana ɔma ekuta ma ne lease ɔmo yɛ adwuma yɛakye ɔma wi ɛna ɛkɔkye wuntumi yɛte krom ya ɛna ahafa no south east sabi honorable Muhammad Yakubu mimi nua I'm telling you on your show say mimi nua pa menim no madam for menim no oje no 50,000 Ghana cedi 500 million tisiska
na what allegation
me na make
I say
I court you say there be omoche
come video so
yes
asamba no price also busa there na me fam no really dey me kwa na me
musa ma problem
musa what say honorable hwan
Muhammad Yakubu
owo
half no south east MP member of parliament
why den
me nimbo bia oje no 50,000 Ghana cedis 500 million say eye abesoa forest onkonkodi
nyabotre wonim
minim
evidence
I have evidence
ekutao say
yes
papa no eji nipa
500 million titisika say onko abesoa forest no onkodi minipa no ye bibia wie ye ya oma aka say omo mpere mo ni forest no nti sta ne niam anko bre wantumi ani na nsen ya wasa friend say sabi oho obeba na say sika bon na agim de memabiem yenhwe sa brand ya
na na menyimi hu free man
you hu free
asemi ya wokan na bantama na eka
ewo so aka so ba becheme na nzo no mekwa yi no
waka wo ye fidie so mebusa no ema no akyerem se owo hu adansedie
exactly
we recuse ourselves
exactly
from whatever waka na say ye yi hu free mu se na bantama ene say owo eye reference adansedie ya ekire se Muhammad Yakubu oye honorable ya o have no south east mbwa
exactly a MPP ena John Dramani Mahama sebi ene na pamfo omotan ye ne na mo se emane yese no okay yese ne dia ne monyi na monyi ne ye ene ye de ma mo se monyi ne ye mo ba ya sebi efedie mo ba chichi agum because of adia obi munyina mo ye bia nipa bibre eye bia munim
asemi by ma muso wo ho adansedie what na report am at appropriate quarters aka chom say we no we so ye nti ebia momode na aba ene nya adansedie ne ye akọ court ene yakoka ho asem ene ya jeli wontu wo so timeto ho na mo
yete he owura fi say enam social media yewura abanga third vice chairman eye NDC one yewura yami enya attorney general na beka say odi omo nzema kodu yoko say sabi omo involve in galamsey and it omo yom one 1 year ni eye June last year ye wo July ayeko August eko si say yewura kewodi eko si say
deputy attorney general say omuguso omu eye
omuguso na wuntumi akodem 20 years ni woni say wuntumi na 40 years
say chemwa
enti echema na omo de lawyer for brofo yom say concurrently and into 20 years dinga wuntumi ko 40 years abra obi ya prosecute obi over 1 year ni na wankasa woyemba nanka leadership by example sebi mpenufo say charity begins at home and ga opese wo krakra wo fie wie wo wi na bontre so what yes man say ene mo amu ye galamse bia me chimo ye bi come nkrofo ye bi enti munyewe ye wa ha na Ameria Shako young girl ya wo social media wanko no ani krom ahafo no abesoa wa America ankobo efen say MP no ne ni DC edini so omo involve in small scale mining abranche be ya de say wan pache say na pache mitie e wo mfon so wan pache say asem nya no kore no say aggressive he was more aggressive to issues no enti manika say bia itia obi ese say issue no de ba on board be ne kasetia enti niam bia o kan no ho a na ye too aggressive no because o free ho no ko ho no nim say aha na me free ne kro ne say no e na o ma o yes ade no but wa me patch say the allegation say omu din nsase sense ase no na site na no gina no na nje no kro mu na sa site na yanze na ndi o me patch say yenye galamsi a e ho no omu ye dai omu tumi ade
eno nche say omu obo omu din na no ma say no
oba enzo wan tumi anka say me patch na MC any MP or hafo ano omo nkam oyi fi ma video no anyi omo anfrim ndi it means omo wom ndi yewura John Dramani Mahama onkwache wo mo yetia na ahemfo sebi untumi de no kra de se de yewura afanyo marking ka say eye political or political prisoner no ye nyina ya agree to that na sebi enzo ye bibia awia nso tumi ye bibi nti ade omo ye bia na ye besere say sebi emre ene nkrabia etumi de obi anzo kwa amaniem de obi anzo ko papayum yeti kro yimi yenim se nkrofo bebre ewo ho a sabi eye awowin member of parliament ho emre bi enche bia ema ayifo ahemfo a ewo ho abe ye press conference eye den ahemfo etumi ye press conference over one honorable say odi galamsey no say enwuma o say yen sase na sa nipa no ahemfo omni leaders omo society na say nipa no mpanifo ntumi ankwache wo say ade na wo ye bibi say members of parliament baby bebre na efe untumi na ne ho about time because untumi de na oyeye no de panti e ma untumi ko dem because we allow no ho enti na say mete say the same abeso ho ye oba hana bisiu a oye omo women's organizer oye reclamation wo mi busa say reclamation oye no wa na galamsey reclamation no one man iska
iska na say permit
I mean reclamation no one man no you need money you need resources to
order juma no ana order ya no boa I in charge of this mining in asifo ye
nti na ho na oye no nti oye reclamation wo ho yewura ya hunti
ohun
enu nti say wo hwe galamsey ya ye nkrofo ye ni bebrebe ye te na bui dam ye say collapse because anwe gum galamsey nti na say wuntumi ye tumi apam wuntumi say kone kodem family person like wuntumi because of national chairman because oh ni nyina kan ho say
open national chairman nti
wunim say mbenufo say so odu krom na say enkwala bro abesia tuamika kopa mbenufo ache
sa I see
na sabi miura enye besi ya chire ye ne emre bi eba no eye bebri ye ka som se atrete no ma be che ne ebi ye ka sa ade ache no ma che me but omo nche me ye wura Oscar Ofori Labi MP for Awowin ono mbe ye press conference ya no ya ko chira na enkofo bebri a whole party organizer party third vice omo nyina na mo ni achi wuntumi se oye galamsey ndi bia mfiri bai ndi ebi ne ho ndi obi a oye galamsey bia wo concession say asema yewura eye the president of Ghana ka che ni say wo be ye galamsey agi se wo concession nko a na say ofa video na akoye galamsey no enti o ma ye galamsey wo Ghana nyina obi a wo concession ana
that's asem anyway me amra mo party me hwe the new patriotic party ebe
mi wura ye
oh yeah sure
ye
na my third elections from a year we about police station about basic constituency
bibia ye kama
ma ya twi nyina na ebi conscious ye mu na ebi to be marginal secretary na ye gi ebi patron position dey from nti ebe ye
yewura si hina aye abusuan ba ko pe ene yesi ebu okra na maame ba ko ne ye mma panyin se obedi akra nsem na muska ene mizo medi etum buru ye ho ase kan twetwe ho ayi ana ade a nti we num de sabi enya ade ye ayisa but de minim ni se after bibia no bibia be kama ena sisem bibia ye kama wie
sa
bibia ye kama wie ye wura frifa
ye ka alankojo chamate de se ye kan nka ho
ani
kana Japan se wo konkon hu se wo bawo
awompa
eno so aye issue ho base for the omode ne na mafa na sefo now still awogidi ZMPP ne bejire me
wogidi because o share from polling station eba problem bi anu I wom there's no way say ye be polling station 276 constituencies ni aye polling station elections a ye nya ba bia wati makam Edin beba. But we share the bigger picture. Do say percentage say. Me no ka say Western region. Yeah aspirant ba ko for secretary. Kwame Bonzo, even Bonzo K. I mean, me say when we see one target, just ukuta say degree, and sana what to me as regional secretary and the national secretary. Inti ama the other we no on post. Okay to Okatechi. I mean, these issues no the eba. Edian a for no be we na de. But illegal issues. What you say? Or non chese party ni jija. Ejane na so. Omo solve bibia wi a obekọ back. Degree na so here 4 years obenya bi. The next time no asabe pre. Ankra wa ye candidate abre. Amakofi bu asebe na ha no ho. Yewura honorable Lance and Natural Resources. On ha no. Mem judi say wantumi anko we na. On say anko back. Anko pre.
There's a way to be true.
Bibia be kama. It is a shema. And you see elections na ye kono. A lot of people woman na omon support you from 2022 eba na niemama ye drama MPP say ye co-position no ade up to date you know ka say omubodwuma ma MPP me gidi say omu maintain omu nyina so ebeboa wo hwe Western regional say one man ye amabin yawa amabin achiampon me for video so enkasa kire Western region for so omumwa no say omonto abaman as organizer for the new patriotic party Western region no yes because I say 2016 Saturday no youth organizer boaje tumi maene
timamu so mo hoi 2024 ye to abanu wie no mo lo so sisen ne kan MPP4
yenya 2
munya 2
17 constituencies
first na yes
I say na ye
9
sure
and na san hwere 7
yeah sure 7
e kan ho 17 no NDC4 awo mu 15
yeah
and na mo mu 2
sure
2028 do me aba no
miura am say emre bia ne de
esi mahama ebo homode am pra kora pretetem kora san de aka ne ho
emre bia ne de esi o ye koto aba ye wura honabu Nicolas Amanko Amenvi East ye yembi oh mi ye janka na mi ye janka ma ba ne so ko pribi bi bo enfama me na mi ye janka ne so ye janka de asa akoy e na akoy okoye na nze parliament approve $500 million say yemfa ko ye reshaping feeder roads no ade me no ka say Western region ye nya 3 constituencies ye Amenvi East Amenvi say Central ye nya bi enso honabu Nicolas Amanko asabe da bia that TV so o hai da bia ye wura otehawo oba ensem obeka mu nyina mu gidi na enso grounds the job day grounds oba for menye ye ntumi anya single road say $500 million na ye nyina sika parliament for assign say yan kongoji loan problem of you ya de loan ye da bia ya gie ya gi loan e da ye konso amenu mienu nyina loan ye de nya bu Amenvi East look at this and some be bra kan ye say oh japa and am kwakọ friend say town roads me the 6 month me here DC and am go akropon town roads no ade be si ne me no ka say ye wura je say wa nedu cocoa board and oh yes say owura na be ma and from adesu call wasajo kwa mikrum so highway e me ye kwan kakra me ne ye ntumi anwie enem no ka say drip machine ya ye wura Dr. Alhaji Baumia 2028 odi president ma yewura ke odi minum ye nyina ho ato ekure mu isi ahonto ka se ohonto wa na aboa
ade wo mbotom
oh
wo de ka wasem me de emfa me mewure wo de ka wasem
so we ti no yewura eboa ye this time around nanka yewura honabu Nicolas Amanko a me hu ye mpo na oda committee ya finance committee ni ahon ye yiwa firim ada performance na on to be performance na say NDC for and a town honorable Nicolas Amanko he is my member of parliament me busa
ubusame
me busa NDC abai me dey for say a pe
bono ommo no
na NDC mpanifo yewura John Dramani Mahama me from Amenvi East na me ka sa kire we say yewura Nicolas Amanko abone no wa NDC for na nti onyabayi papa no ma ho na free ho and na say performance bi and I'm more expected to be performing what particular ministry be and I say committee be na onye enu nti oye weak leader na onu nti yampam na no maka kire because other committee a ebe boy ne aye finance committee na oni ato force matumi akodi ngitan omna sika ekuta omo ya yi na free so say o ma ho modro say tan ye yi na free so ye yi ni free so wie ye oni say efe road and guys okoye ni yie no wasa the machine yewura Alhaji Bawumia the incoming president of Ghana 2028 ninje sheyedi ye nya drip machines across the nation bi ba man fi east ani e di adwuma sabi ono na omo ko ho oni honorable MC ko ho abro ho atwede na ze kura mete say national ebaji key no machine koto ba ya na mo ko bebrebe ka ho zam kire ngrofo mo tuti ayeni na afi de say abaye japade mama mo ko ho o mako ho ama honorable MP ko ye report no ma baje keys ni nyina ne ye kwan nyina say ya baje keys me no ka say road na sesenka fence yewura the road minister o friend of parliament na ka chen say kwan na ye no ho no yewura jese boy na edu to aso no fence o start ye no se mo beto aso afedi untumi enko parliament na sabi anase untumi lobby drip machine ya mukon be 1 month ena on bese sa keys nyina later ye nyina ahemfo na adi nyina support ye kopa ache ne ye kwaje drip machines ye ba ye me no ka say onu akwaje a odi dwidwi so kwan a ye highway kwan sabi aban kwan kese ye tumi the drip machine ko dwidwi so abre wo under construction no contract contract and say
now somebody had and was still a problem man you have to rely on him and son because your contract and somebody what is the MCE doing at DC or what is he doing
it's member of parliament you have to push he say it can come say contract and sabi wanyan baby ko say den yo koko hu de ekoso onu ti esoma ko ho efo ko na so mo ma o days na for much ba ya me na say wo fa drip machine na de ko sie ye na drip machine PP foi ya drip machine Ghana for dia now de ko sie so a na say wo ba ono no sabi na empanifo ko akoye kwan na so wa ya wie
anyway finally then Abeka because and somebody kaka say packed
me asema American say say $42 million I say ye dey share 24-hour market team ye dwiri nim die nyina agu akoton kako ukọ fence wa no ha ye dwiri suku bebre ye de agu adan a ye beton kako ene
na why ye ton kako
sebi ene dawa se oni eton no si ye dwiri nim die agu akufado nim die ye dwiri agu adan a ye 24-hour economy die ye dwiri nim die agu no na ye de beton kako ene wa de ade $42 million how and ye de mi wa agenda 111 hospital bebre aye jamu hospital guguo mo de mo wosika yi mo yale abo kwabro chimam na ze ya mo akoyin wa hai na yiri ya okosaro yale na me na batwa me yende na me zo me yiri ya mako
that's it
thank you sika twetwe die na nko mo ase sao agenda 111 na adi nyina mo bebo mo hospitals no so yetumi aye ni ye na se mo se mo dwinim de agu na mo ja hospital ho na kako ni dawa ne ye ton ye nyama dada ye ton ye ndosi na ade dada ndi 24-hour economy ya o light mbonye na wo se anadwo be 12 ye nso light wo wasajo kwa me kura so wo edwam ho ne ye fan don ne ma because 24-hour abran kwala nya light bonsu ade na ade etimi wura kewodi ye nzem bebri ko parliament di so hu de ko so Ganzembia Zambia no epie ho brofo huna
na nana bantama ena ote de kano o se akire obe kire
I'm for the entrance ya momwa no first batch
aboni chidom
Asante.
Thank you very much for your time and so ewo thank you very much and so ewo ora anasa mofa dwantoa I don't know Mahmoud Kabori ewo ha Minion no so say yes ya na yes aye pinso obeni akwa
ya bruke odi
na ho ye
adom empabo awie nzuka ho
de nyame ase
nzuka krakra
de nyame ase pa
minu ya friend thing
nana bantuma
na da dika mini nisia
sa
me ho papa minu ya ba bia ka do
o sa Producer seven can just ask can say san ko no ho. Put me for man.
At my child more abaso na ye chia wa tifo no ahefo nyina. Na me chia yura John Romani Mahama abasa kese a oso dwumumu a a home propro ano to pete babia they di kai ma mentia western region for wonim say e ho na me wura me som no no so ye MP eh onimunyam for Emmanuel Amakofiboa
you say okaso say opobia me na betu no stress
say di pebu wa you to know
o sa
just ono adi na chija
sa
ono adi na chija di pebu wa you
Amakofiboa yentimi
say abato no ayeto no researchers will be prof Obeka omo ma yati ase say how the impact you leave on the people.
Okay.
And to say, "Nyebi fufuro bi ana ye adwuma de a." And to say the ogwakudi achi nyese broni ba wontade. Ne papa nso na ye ade. Nti ho de jiso odi na chija. Na mama nche no bu Nicholas Amankwa.
All right.
Babi owo bia.
All right.
Na men kai menua bantama se ene no adesu afrancie zokwa heman kwan no. Recipe ne scarification nyina ya wie na videos wo ha ma mantem kamede mamu a we said ye nipa pede omo a omo use kwan no omo eboje onobu Nicholas Amankwa so a enya asem koto akora enti sa 500 million no a ye kan no parliament no the people of Wasa East Wasa Menfi East and so are well represented. That no I chair free primary healthcare. In fact, we can first areas of medical GB. It says no or their home brassier with very focused mind. Adibia wa by anyone now, man my channel or privy coma neman for none other woman. Mamma one rante by 3,000 pim me and send actually. Mathematical set ni ade mu fan kwatwere mu exams ni ade nyina ebo mu masua na no nsu kese bi eto ya esesa abora ni ade ba wasa akropon market woni ade nyina on assembly the excavator ye tigotam ye say sanitation is key as far as leadership is of concern enti abrantie mu no chan obaye wondada na ekwan a ogina mu bi mabunu dwuma se ogina mu di bi free primary health care sapomodi a ogina mu bi sanitation ogina mu bi education ogina mu bi a bigiri se wose yeso na asem ne ebo ni chidom na de aka mu nyina na otimi ye de to aso nti menua wadaro matai onobu Nicholas Amankwa na dodo na daso wonu mu a
alright
obetimi aye de abo abusuafo e wo sampotem honom
yo enche kra be 15th of July the lands minister had taken his turn on the government accountability series meba okanema bebre mrafo fro ya in 2006 ye danimu ni asandi akọ parliament na afi yakoka ho ensem okachimota forest ho ensensem boyemu nkomoni eyipi bone tofa emai
mame na wase bebre abodi mu nyansa pehwehwe mu ame ate ase se da adue atwa to obewu no adasa ate ase nyina nso yebetima hwere wo monkwa enti ubeka ya yebo apro nyina mampini ma de hye ne hye mu se kwan biara so yebehwe ne kwaye kakra na ho no yabo ho ban na de ya se no so yatimi ahemu kana ma asine deda mo ya haba mo no serve that ecological safe zone na the purpose of which every forest must serve. Enti amanda da no mra bi okofa ba bi dem fe kotomekumema the LI 2462 granting access to some forest reserve for mining purposes. Yes, ya humba so ye be revoke. Nshankan radi afi 2025 ko na we ni atimi de sa aboshe no aye adwuma ye revoke LI 2462. Achibota was not by a legislative instrument. It was by an executive instrument. And unti say obo apramprama forest home Kobro official tablet Atiwa Hills. Now executive instrument no and also give you certain people and certain groups access to watch a motor. Now one here no so once a man can. And I just say law no agasa is not even fair. Ti according to Gwanachia man name we say LI EI 144 aban cabinet na say twam na achimota ye restored back to original status of as protected national reserve.
Okay.
Na ohwe enkrapumpuni mantemu a ohwe ba bia shy hill no mu akwa didi ni ade a nobody will tell you say Achimota is at a very strategic location as a major carbon sink for the people of Greater Accra and its inhabitants.
Okay.
That was very important decision to make, and one that is not for political glorification and vindication, but one that was made beyond convenience, but rather thinking about the next generation. Say, Sebi son sebi kronto. Na nanom bu ye ba asase su ye beto asase ya habam no. Adan na wose ye de desert. Ana asase akawe eja ye nchirima. Enti in the interest of ya yete ase. Any ye generation afi na ebe wom na wose kwan bia so. Etimi ebo homa. Enti no Keodi. Ede de odin de kwhye wile mu o. De no odin de wo court o, de odin de gina himfi o. De all ton no se ma nya nton. Nti na anya nso anto anya ntua. Abanya dia. Oh, eno ani ache no. And ya je ya dia. In fact, reclamation work square has begun. Ongoing. Baby nipa bi ko twitwa ye na ye de sidani adia start here. Ye reclamation. Man you when him say na abanya de can set up review committee bi a into sales of public lands. Sa committee no the recommendation by maninya cabinet approval. As part of those recommendations, you know, every state land be a no be at all 1 year the land title no stand revoked. The now started so now on to me when you the license when you the title no it will be subjected to case by case review. Okay. Now Osha Achimota in sense because it was very controversial, you know. In fact, me I said don't know and Nini didn't go through the process. So it fits into the category of what in your title be no. It stands revoked. Okay. Yajina swate what we call State Lands Protection Task Force. Member canton from all the security sector. Omuna form task force na. The young man was assassin be a debiano. Yajidiamo mine for purposes of say Yebenya value for money. No mine cry chinabi. Yakasi a ton yasasia. If imagine so na ya ton umra kwanso a benefit in an enco base a benefit ya for no be. All right. Oba mining na very critical changes are here wo air prospecting me gini say prof mwaka setia aden obi be free no krumu amanone aba krum ha anampu ko ye bibini na obaji asase se okoye prospecting na say tie ni na odaso ye prospecting onwie da. Initially it was given in perpetuity until nipa be kita pass it on to the next generation and they see that be recognizing and prospecting your exploration here exploration no oba be come out first 2 years na all the program timelines about ukasu be we okay what me here America kra near amount maximum of 3 years by 5 years you know 3 + 2 5 by 5 years you know so now want to mean develop because want to mean start actual mining na it says want to mean enye nti e be je free wonsam na ya de ama obi fofora obetumi I said because whatever resource that is beneath the earth no mine wo interest wo wo tu an ye benya ye royalties age wo tu an e be create nyuma ma ye wo tu an de development be bokrum ho nti we need the capacity to mine na ensese ye hwema ade ne e mining lease na no so ye 20 maximum of 30 years and also ye timi at so aba 20 years maximum I betimi the mining lease ama obi anase ankran no ade ya kese pa na nkai adan nananom simpapani ene say the first year nananom be hunu obi so oba ne krom ho eye da odi machine aba so be mining until wakame but ohwemu pa dia the people that feel the direct brunt of mining activity the community people. So why should they be the last people to hear about a certain mining agreement? Okay. Nti the assurance say no say e benya ade bi a friend district mining committees nananom wom anahemanum wom akuafo hini wom all the opinion leaders sa committee no na say ko di ba so person obey mining wom ponua ye ubedi ka basa committee na so o matoto ano doso ohunu obota ya ode ba asase kura obaso de mining ye o mo ne wa gba na heden akoso ye ko enso bi ani ho ye ko e kwaye bi ani ho mfa de ko e kura 77 nananom afunsie bi na ho enye kokofuo je robafuo we agudie wa ha ye a emfa o how mere emre ye bepene na afi development wa so ba ke odi hu ye kure yo ye ni nsuo ye ni asupiti ye ni nkanea ye ni akwai ne na so wetim de aye boy development afom nti badwin saya ansa na committee natural brand minister and ministry no in the form of recommendations say etie kabore etie bantuma etie KOD no KOD de na be boy nti muni KOD nto ahyehyɛ ya eden akaso. That way you give power to the local people in deciding what is right in their community, what should be right in their community. Now, because they have the power to communicate same. Say, be here, a bit to me, a sa or how no so I did. Free hono. How about akwa yehu small scale mining, large scale mining. Obi when you say small scale mining license pay no valid for 5 years. And assassin maximum assassin betimi the amount here 25.2 acres. Obi timi the 2 years no did 25.2 acres na wie. Odi ria license na kita no aka 3 years and say obsolete. Na otiesim no okọ.
Bia.
Eti we security man cry now bedru our focus is on the license. License is so that she active. That is one crata. But unim say we did that transition. And we had the name mienu na eke on. One, we are introducing what we call the medium scale mining. And we be asase kese a ye di betime di wachi we reclamation we ye ne ade nyina. Say be ya untumi wie ne ntem no aka say wo dwane. Two, ye did the AI induced tracking system so aba. Obe register our mining concession na code it na ya picking here the be design an AI cheat tracking cheat the machine no more. The moment your machine be try the boundary it goes off automatically. Until over by a show ya be chim the intia nka odi free boundary no more no. Now we cannot start the machine, it goes demobilized. And when you know say yeah you dig work more. You say and also at the mining subsector you be to me the aboada adeba very important your royalty regime. I want to lock up at a certain percentage. That's all called kuru to say Australia, any other mining countries are. They have what we call sliding scale. As and when a good year crowd walk us through we are say miles. Now mine also check fine woman in terms of royalty and so cost. But yet I had to say I lock on 5% and I lock on 10% based on the law. And see after the Timia device that sliding scale mechanism for our situation. I wait my rise here could do even 12% or more. And na enti so less than 5%. But I understand abra good any wo because should be and the nation must rake in enough revenue from its royalties. A good year so bo from the na the lithium hit no. The nation must also be able to reason with investors. Said the bear omodwuma ma bi enti enuanum bi anya adwuma ho no yenko kase yentimi ntua 20 ye gu adwuma no ye gu no a ye enuanum mo ye adwuma ho so na omo ho ayeden ababeka enti we nyina ye hyehyeye a ye di agu akwan mu a ye hwese be ye but ade a na da paso a na Ghana for do na party the fight against illegal mining. Oka mine no one can galamsi at said ye wababa bompa and one more Yesu Christo din.
One come here.
What if I want to okay. I mean, truth be told, the fight against illegal mining said the DBI can and Bayra Brawajo.
Are you progressing or retrogressing?
We are progressing.
Sure.
But it's a difficult fight. We must admit. One say, Toda said the Pabet Nancy dish as each that phrase somehow. I can't say idea or chinanqua. I don't have money probably every free by policies and programs. Let people understand it's a very difficult fight.
But progressing wasn't because the name Konongo ahemfo eba bonting ebe frɛ sumai ediguo mo tu eye friend saying gadam say so ana say illegal mining so tina musa say anti dia mo ye nyina chi still dia koso no mambo na mo abaso that is how it's supposed to be sir tete no a na boni timisi krom o wa say kunkumasi o wa say ayira obi niama ayira na no timi yi da pon da bi so o ya nyankoma de mingazi duabo eye nyankoma di ya paye di si ano kwan wo a woni ma babu so no wo di utirije mebo ati ka benyanka all other benyakra ke ewura kasa ba bi ade na dunu because it's not a government fight, it's a national fight. Abura ban so
enye se o se nyina jitum se aban no ne hwan but what I say okay you can say aburo aban so na say aburo me ne so
na dey put say aburo
eti e was say nyina hu say ye nyina ye ntokwa na say the aban through the security agencies NIMOS and na junior awia wo mo ye o mafam de no na nananum so betimi de apaye kwan so aye bi aboa te say na hu no asante achim konongo na ko mo so aye bi nananum apaye no kura should not target just obi or side honum whoever benefit from activity na ko honum so a politician, so a pastor, so a hine, so a wine, a pie crono should affect that person. Now yet here na say sabe Santi Maura suman kwa hine si we ko ya paye. Kodi ya paye ya mamre ne amane wo a wonnim ubesi asante nsuo bia mu ase no ubesi asante kwa breto bia mu ne ya paye. Do you know what it can do? Etibide babi amaduro no every means possible beyond we should deploy it.
Okay.
At my level there we deploy a lot of strategies and until nano ye fro apa ye can say we are happy to announce say nano adani say forest be a red zone areas. Today we do not have a single red zone forest.
Sir.
Yes, a single one, not a single one. Not a single one. You can say red zone a choir galamsey for no agya boso omukita akondia you can't make entry.
Okay,
to say that maybe be somewhere match no match official official forestry guard there na just on the obobo on home odi ewuram hwe say omutwitwa no he still at comfort battling for his life in the gas red zone omo agya boso you can't make entry, and there's nothing like a red zone forest. Now no you see ewuram a 2 ahodo baako wa ha ne dunsia 116 firearms abobanko about 1600 any galamsey fu akwate age from some dismantle omo criminal armed gangs, and a lot of them are at various stages of prosecution. Actually say progress is being made. Now when him say stopping the bleeding and observing actual healing are two different things. We are stopping the bleeding. Healing will take considerable process and a period of time. Na kanino nanka otika mutwa mu a nipa kura ni fadi ensu ebu nze nipa to, and then you don't see those things. Actually say kakranka it might not be a one night wonder, but say it bia no na hwe ahofama mi wura ma kofibu a adan na di no a ebeboa ma sa gadam say queen yetimi atu ase ne edison faso.
Right.
Ye kan. I was say agudie no ye di so mfaso. Kwampa na abefo aba. Em say wiase nyina aba na abefo de am say China ye ahwira di kan o. You said the opachin ye. Nso me nye ready say me di search ye. Tina no ada mi wura makofi bo lead a high powerful delegation. Called the Hong Kong Gold Exchange. Anobaba e bebre akoso a shipping serious Chinese gold investors. Say mo technology no amanya. And then mercury free, mercury go gumu now. You see mercury will be that prof. Because just say uninterrupted chemical. What the mercury to have? Now who do you bro a Bruno Buchano? Who be young so. Inti one more bad now no other say omo hwehwe mu kura just ye koku ni bi kura manfo ahase nwinwin a bit my no correct me nia dance here but a bit my no correct. Enunti adan na se wiase anyina makuro bi atima technology bi a ono won fa nro bebira ansa na wanya na gudi no a aboa ni pekokwa ye nti no de no twiri se di ye pese ye do some members o se ye di ye ho ye den etwo mu a. In fact sa conversation has been very progressive. Me rama kofi bu aba no there a lot of good news in the coming days, in the coming months, in the coming years. You see a lot of progress, especially in the arena of your responsible cooperative mining. Yeah, na me nua bant make say uni concession a untimi mining. Asan kunkun workforce ya about 4,000. Doesn't mean say omo hobia on concession. One company or you right here, we make a chain of command in terms of job opportunities. You see kuro ba ko e betima take cooperative mining wo ho. Na kuro ni nyina maba wa na mranti a monko amuntimi kwaje mo concession mo so mo didi ho anya mo sumdue. So there are processes, there are policies, there are programs a betimi ambo ni pa bi opeso otu agudie no na watimi otu no kwampa so empepere wo ho mfa wo ho koto asemu na enkofa asemu nye de emro mamfo manusi na mesra santiman se
yawotre ontumi fo manusi sa
garanti na garanti na
manusi pro so ho se kwalam se kuro ya machi obi atum
ye na ya chi obi atum
asa baba na wo so ndisa na meka no
etina na kufu ado na chi said na ntamakulu
sa no mo kan sa na meso meka no Chairman won't.
Yes, if you go to Rome, do what Romans. Designer Mukan and Diamond say. Diamond Canon Fran and Radiano, so you say, I buy bit to Sunu be a Mrabutianwa, and Yamrana, I didn't name my biotis or what can you pano and say good you know who train the cow for the
Sana Mokan. Say, and before cast my political prisoner because me or me concession.
As far as some rob boy cases of concern, Ura won't mean a political prisoner or a common criminal.
How?
Yes.
Explain.
Senior, ya good you know yet to number home. Unya assassin or the bay good you to even beyond say when you mining licenses, there are other processes you have to go through. And so when you are the actual one, a more breaking ground, a friend of permitting. What call EPA, what call Forestry Commission, what call Water Resource Commission, to get all their individual permitting. And son, what Bible do say, what the back of a friend say, Minerals Commission say, me permit your money in any. Into my operating permit, National never my operating permit. It's our operating permit in the breaking ground. Which of them did you want to me do see as far as in activities as some boy also concerned? Mpokra when the sankrata wing na before say ubetimi atwa wo asase ne bia mame say me betu agudie na me wia me de bia brew san hihye no I was also back to Minerals Commission kwa ya de friend no tributary permitting regime minister no be ma consent say ke wodi ne de asase na ma wode na mo ye di bi ma prof say ono so say oba be didi so nhihye ya woni prof aye nie kwanya be fa so be prof djuma di okudie say be onye no kwambone so nie you must go through that process adanse eta o say owura ontumi yes anema no ewe abanda da na hihye mra say se bibia obi be ye no kwambone so fire mine na mra no bubo no a fias na onko between 15 to 25 years penifo tena se hwe adanse de koye no nsem a wo owura ontumi ho for instance owura ontumi yi adanse ni bi bai so media dance yes say or mining expert and oba na ebisa nso wadi mfie say was wadi 34 years aha o say one over 20 years experience in mining and yes wadi mfie say no was wadi 34 years na is a branch any patch there say no wadi 14 years no a mining engineer. Does it make sense? 14 years we a mining engineer. I first started say put no critical mining questions. And no man says do any more way. On one manager or did the cause some robo as some of a catcher. I say catcher is a rura. You be here and crater when we was it the media. Michelle say you know me fan crater 7 years you want to move quiet my buying also. He testified in court. Your friend Western Regional Minister, then Regional Minister, and then so MP. Your friend, even Deputy Minister, me could do friend say, "Dear, now when you fa operation na cause wo, what now your Deputy Minister? Nka tabi so na so ni mo hwe." To penny, obi otifie say, a political prisoner. Na NDC kura ba ya gbogbo nipa bebre ni ane na omo de enchi omo. Okay, number 12 video. Okay, Professor Frimpong what in come e course no. Party here zika video hwebi ya mo nipa ni ya ba ya chi omo enya da me fati ya bo obi ni nti wo ya guilty hwehwe mu kwaso ense da na no ya bobo MPP mpanifo bi ni a ya ba hwehwe mu chese we di azem bi bu na tan keke na ya ba ni abo ndc di anti ya mfa me na finka se na no MPP ni bi di fonti no ndc ni a won di fokura yanko bu anu kumfu ana. We don't do that.
All right.
So let's allow the investigative processes to carry on. To continue.
Right.
But as far as I know, Owura Wontumi is never a political prisoner. He's a common criminal.
Right.
What go against the mining laws of our country. Na mrano so nidi. To say he's facing another trial with the town on Nimri Forest. Media sebe yese otamfo kra no yen we no bad. Owura Wontumi so onya metamfo babi waduru abrabom no maduru ho anka mepe. Nanso emfa ho ne babi oduru nti na say equality before the law. Ye mra no ewekurom ha no de. So ye ohene, so ye anyoni, so ye hwan. Echiwa na achiw. Tita no de no so bubo no a me mmompa yesa. Amu no a nitrim kwa. Ba ebubo no a eche se mfie no bi baba ba eden. Ba beka ho a eno no mo obi nka se a political prisoner. Na whatsoever. Yes, sanity.
Memre, regional communications. And you have a boy, me come pese meka. But
you for that ono mo kwa yo.
Debbie. No. And then I mean,
hey, girl, you know, you feel.
And pajamity, when I got to the patent,
Makase adwuma bia no oh yeah one of the important a year was a year anamoto also two me say ubesua bibia free adwuma no a oyo no mu ye by say ye so that was the primary
that's all you be on contest. I know
that was the primary idea
obi contest one.
That was the primary idea.
There be contest one.
Hey, obi an the political strategy.
It's
minimum obi a ade be chance perform no declare the intention.
But now they want to be
in fact last 2022 ni enim so obi 2018 obi enim so obi contest general
me no MPP close to your forms on Friday just last week.
Good.
A friend of penning in I so me call no post. You could 5 o'clock.
4:30.
About 3 o'clock. If your office Ojaba who call no post. Western of the Woodham. 4 o'clock. Oh Harry, me what's up for your office? Oh Harry who call no post. 4:15 no what's up for say me here.
Obiabo.
Someone doesn't need 5. Omu nyina wo office oh. Ne password to oje na na pa. Etimi don't kind of one.
We've done extensive engagement now from regional executive level, the regional chairman, the regional organizer, regional executives. They make fun say you know be engaged because we na esum nada. You call national, you call parliamentary caucus, you call mpeniphobia titifie. Name in your question all 47 constituency communication officers and deputies and members of the regional communication team because me no no money me pay for me no my adwuma mfie wotwe no me dey man no listen to man overwhelming endorsement na mo jamaye ochina be share busua bi aka ke odi ochina me fro say me no meeting man no one because you are equally an important stakeholder in adwuma ye baba no say me twa wura mama nyoko no say I am willing to partner with you to work together for the betterment of our region. We are almost concluding with our your friend is saying engagement and then your consultation. Should be by August the year official declaration. Able to answer media friends 1 or 2 be now officially that they are to us Santama and this and him say ya carry home baby are doing there. If able some party not chairman. Away mante me na me gidi se na nanom na ebusafo nso beso yasene omu si yehine wie nso omo hwe me yanchia enkohwe ase omo gi abamba tenetene ama animonyam ne nkunimdie abam na NDC atena ba mu ache asantema afa so afa no ntoma panso afra
piao Monica sir. Thank you. Mahmoud Kabori. Edi abasam kurani. Na person titi mi yumre. And obi enim dada.
But obviously I said Obi be there and I'm interested in that person. That person should be a very strong hearted person.
Sao.
Na me pacho moro pacho Obi there na I want to
Mahmoud
Kabori.
As now there will be a unity.
Kabori so far yate baako dem or trinity
and no bar meeting Nibiana.
Want me amabi
On your communication team member.
I remember.
Because I think at a point and I was advising a friend. Ashanti region said that and this is stronghold still. I had baby say even when there is an obvious situation, you should create an unnecessary competition. It is my personal view. Meaning who is coming or who is not coming. I'm not interested in who is coming. But I mean, Kabori. I mean, whoever. Nipane bana say minim no so me hu ni America fa no. But I don't think there is a better communicator than what we've had. Sincerely speaking, first time me share very organized or relaxing with his thoughts. communication the okasa sabi man for native nintino. You must find a way of communicating as though in penifo native. Utetem be na so wafa say nkra native. I'm saying this as a communication person. Enti say ha junior Mommy did no yeah, there are some. I have interest in some key officers, not because of the persons involved, but you must prove that this person is not capable to answer another contest. If you see extreme capability, it's a cabori.
Now
why must we? And competition,
sometimes must give opposition.
Oh no, but not in a place where it is not your stronghold. Kind of. And me compare with Volta. Any other places, meaning some votes a free Ashanti so say ni free voter bad there. But of course you can be sure say 18 constituencies no. Ni nyina in DC. That na me dey ka. Unlike Ashanti are 7 against 40. At a place like that, minya anka moma consensus building ni mo munye more. Now I am supporting now. Some of the places must be quite.
We key endorsement. Anyway, thank you very much, Mahmoud. Thank you very much. Okay, so the rest of the crew and I say the panel no better then we move on. We have about an hour. Topics in the dorsal. Let's try, then we do what we are supposed to do as we move on. Now, after Professor Smasapo, where they can acting and can edada or no, I will hand say Ojaba, my canasa, Ojaba, or no, so I will hand say. When it came, I will a friend is saying, Western of. Nyasim kuma kra ado yaw Harry Ojaba ono ewa hanum sei ko MPP communication team no ma oka ho sanso ena miami no Prince Obri Eyeboa a banking consultant and then policy analyst we na check akra ono so ewa hanum sei e twen se JJ Suka Baba Bekayensa representing the National Democratic Congress na afiyahwe ma yenshase na yenhwe the budget no yahwe obi a chena dwen kakra ho but yenkwa agechire no now we moving on to certain specifics of a year and niema a course so now ya woda our Parliament House omra the Finance Minister Dr. Kassel to forcing the ensem ahodo and so the etudram. One of the profound statements, omeki say you must live within your means. Your statement that is pregnant with a lot of discourse. And then you bring a daji na your room. Be ese okachi party a mukoye say they didn't live within their means. Ebe say we critics be anwa na omochre say ato doesn't spend. Ebi and so say well, it was a promise made by the ruling party now, and they are trying as much as possible to live in accordance with that promise. Mama Jaffa Kwaba na fe yentos Prince. Good evening.
Yes, sir.
Na wako de.
Yeah.
Watch
Because about to kill you, bacho. Prof, they are Prof Tasha Black.
No, women down there.
Normal.
That's your original organizer. I never pay you.
Oh, okay.
So now, DMB now, vice president according to
okay.
So when you say, give me a plan.
We're a proper Saturday, Jesse.
Prof, and I could pay and penny for party be a so East Logo under bridge.
Over to Kumasi.
Under bridge, yeah.
Once they do hear me a woman,
maybe I or the
system no ha. Uniform we no shower the quay. But how shall uniform we not good?
Under bridge.
Different altogether.
Asante some who here.
And who here?
Shaka and Moka.
Anyway, Ojaba, Akaba. Now who you dear? Prof Akaba.
Yes, sir.
Prince Mamisha Sefem free ho. Na yenhwe enei atu force in some no kan yesha say from there we must live within amiss yɛmfa nto nsɛnniani ne yɛhwɛ Ghana as Ghana as a country from where we have come from, the bebia yababedu. Na yɛnhwɛ statement way in accordance with our Sika 7 and Croniba.
Bramda say, Mamensha, yet for any of her ya call leave a check a crack. Leave when you cry, no, she are, but there does it. Mira, if you say, adding from the economist point of view, say, or maybe beat me a live with it means, and I said, the unknown qua or yen. Who in here will be an essence as well, Bob and or survival. So there's a fundamental two argument here. Yeah, now economics for a classical view and the Marquesian views. Woman say it's very difficult to live within your means. That's that you must manage the scarce resources that the economics for canon in an effective way. A bit me the returns at the abreu. Now those that oppose the view not thought that a statement here. The finance minister and said they are not paying the necessary bills that is due as minor etua. By his statement, he made so much emphasis. A later part of the budget statement, we may tria. Ghanaians continue to ask their question, say, how does it translate into their living standard? A very, very, very critical question that we must find answer. Now, my whole submission about the media budget may sound too political, but permit me, na me mfa moyen kwa chiri kakra. Anytime a Ghana beko IMF, I be free IMF, the following or budget no ya na efe pa. Enti so kokai 2019 budget ya. Vis-a-vis 2019 media budget ya. One of the most brilliant budgets ya. Ya kai no memha. Se me refresh with T4 adwene 2019 ana IMF Yewura Muhammad ye call 2015 ye free mu. The program was expected to last for 3 years, but ye drew 2018 necessary by any film extended no additional 1 year, that is the extended credit facility. So in May 2019 Ghana exited the 17th IMF program ana Yewura Kanufurata ma to Kenke party no. Now, yeah, to Kenke Party, one of the profound statements you make here was that never again see a better Kubium. Now, there are key highlight, yes, similar to Dr. Kasato Forsen budget to be ready. As a time, 2019 media budget, all the rating agencies now upgrade Ghana, maybe a B plus, like OBR ratings for Ghana was at its best. Now, as soon as we exited that IMF in May, I a media budget in June, then the borrowing started. So the history has it that within the year 2019, we borrow more than 40% of our total debt as at 2019 from 1957 up to that period. The same thing and the SC. Yeah, bezete nanuya and the IMF. The government decided that this time around, the extended credit facility name seek for policy credibility or policy directions. Tinamechi net say we coach. Fast forward. So all the ratings agencies as I say upgrade Ghana because of the Soviet bombs I had and yetuaye. What are the lessons are we learning? My fear is that already Yura kojo upon chroma any minority ababo and tiabekasa say the government intends to borrow free SHS and some by the government is saying a different thing. Whenever I sit down, I try to reconcile the two. The toy and anon ibine den ebana. My advice to the nation is that we must learn from the mistakes that we made. We must learn from mistakes now. The truth of the matter is that se sikani o man no, I always hold the view. Se wa anya adwuma no anyere ho amobra sika me hye wo obotom. Krum ha. Abran sika wo krum ha pa.
Sika wa ha.
Sika wa ha. I met this Chinese woman Zonda and Sawom Honoma. And no popular ABN nam TV so. Was se wo hwe se Ghana fo tu kwa ama no ne so mo kope greener pasture na no ye ho eye no because krom ha wo yiro ho ye adwuma especially ye nuamo mo ye artisan me ne prof ne me baby a wontima ma odi afati ba me ne prof ne Kwabena de he me tax aye teme no me ka obi o ye ma ebe ye no reverse ntia be akunu ade sometimes me hwe untimi can say enwane mfire ho. So the system, in as much as the government ye blame no, we must begin to conscientize the minds of the youth of this country about the way forward. Into be at honum, independent santo nensan nanonka onye adwuma bia, but yet we complain that system no more than menye adwuma sikani system nim. Aban sika na ba system nim no, se won na certain level of stream bia onye den onye bi endi. Now construction all over, and I wish and pray that the Muhammad can be a bit more than I heard that from planes men call hoda 3.5 kilometer bridge. At least me kwa America baako me fensuo so prof me we na me free Washington by New York after Maryland Krobi Kwabena nsuo pa mfa so no probably Ghana e benya the replica of it. There's supposed expressway. These are some of the projects here. Sabane so yeah, I don't expect any delays. Prof, the reason being that, and some there, kwa obi containers kwa ho, yeni say. But these are fresh roads. So within the 2 years, we are expecting that Ghana mabunu enyai quick money. Galamse na wa hoden no. Yanko ni enko yebi. Wo share system na ene artisans Ghana mabunu nyebi. Carpentry, me yebi, me fie Togo for boys, they go moya juma. POP, plumbing, all of them. So I do admit sometimes ya na nekeding or can some may feel offended that so sikeni o anymore. How well have we prepared ourselves? Having said this, there are genuine concerns. Obiako training college area, Obiako nursing area, and there ya woman say yen ya ba be nursing training college. Wakwaji fresh knowledge. I say so de be adwuma. No abetena fie 4 years. Ene dudu na ye makeup. By the time ani fie ne be so aye ba be fa na adwuma. Training no konya ye kwa na ne right. Na ne refi. So as a nation, not to Mahama's government over the period in your backlog no adaho minimum when na shase. I'm expecting that ye the programs ebeba be gu ho a obi a wo wie school sesian automatically or qualify na so ultimate pass ne exams na obenya automatic enrollment so that the fresh knowledge na unya no or the beba into practice. If there are outstanding bills as the positions are saying, I wish that abine be man listen here not the sesu utua no wo tua ma aman no afa no ntoma be Kwabena, but it is important to say this. Economy na ye managing and I say abine managing globally. The ebeko ye bia no it affect another person. So let me give an example. The last 3 years Ghana nye aduane pa. The reason being that insured at throughout. One say we are for complaining. Senkensu anto a enka aduane ne ma embebu. Okay. Aduane na ma embebu a ebema those few ones no mutimi produce yen ne bo ayeden ayeden. As soon as ne bo be yeden etimamu for so be complaining. Na as yet say the ekoye de yeden edema akuafo no. Enti amabo no what ho na o criticize a very difficult. But
President so what can I say, you know, now abebu. What happens to the Ababibu no? Is the government's responsibility, government's policy. Say what say oye bibi yes tall. And they yakobo kina eko fat tomatoes. You must tomato situation now hard to say. But kina fuesi factory ya and they omo process tomatoes. What do we process here in Ghana? Emuabu, ebrebu, bayirebu, dien bu. Kosia, ese kosia bu abruswa. Ehone ya na amanfo busa se aban so chefa wo mo so ye no ene de
Mira. It is true say SSC bo aban triso for non-performance in some of these things, but the problem with us is that peasant farming ana ye problem ma aban a say we decide say we build those saros no kra na say warehouses na a problem. You chrome there is no commercial farms. I stand to be corrected. There are few areas na benya that large scale farming. Dodo na a family owned we 2 acre no adon aduane okote na de bekan wa babe den wa babeton. You have stayed in Akumadan before, and Akumadan is the same process now. Individuals, no, and you don't get it in the large quantities. By the end of the day, say obi si sa warehouse no kana onya the expected food produce no. E to da na see you intend to production na. Say o sha say we production na be say raw materials ho eden e kuruma. And do be obedi achini bia na mpacho Professor Masimo factory bi umsi no Fantine friends sugar factory no I know several factories for strategic reason mean to me modi na say there's a huge factory bi Kumase raw materials no here just a mango very 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 challenging because of this. Having said this, emra so say on mining nyina yenya blueprint ye dey solve each problems that economy is facing, but the ad hoc measures way back no abeye way back now we are a year ago 4 years ago the major agenda or the major transformation agenda was one district one factory. 8 years down the line or after 8 years ye review no fan and eko so say can we ka the upgraded version minim see ebeko 24-hour economy no can man who achievement very simple and nam say yam planning ti we ba me pese me ye we or ya na kodu ba bia no agya no just this week opem so mira me pagya mu Ministry of Health ba ha and wo tu no for say the system obi share health facilities bi ase na wa nwia we ba wo se me de mento aso me gya no enya health nko a go to education a die bebro ho Sergeant for Dr. Kwabena Nkrumah na chase ebesi na ya nwi ya pulling ni nyina egu as a scrap. So having said this, aban no ewo dwumadi edi ese so obo man no ekoyi a ye bebo na ba so ankoyi a say you know on ye best so ye de bebo ni tire so into one set up na meka say honeymoon days no etwem.
Thank you, Prince. Thank you very much. Mama JJ Suka akwaba. Jerry
Kodi.
Unuanya udnuya no. Adwe was a kwa nyenu no. Nipa nuya ni nipa. Odi ayehwe akwaba.
Kodi ba fe o.
Na hoye.
Na ngubado.
Ede nyamiase. Ede nyamiase pa.
Me den chia kese pa free. Eye for constituency for.
Ene ayi MC Bam School.
Oh, okay.
Send the 60 years anniversary. And you know, and Honorable Health Minister Kwabena Kando Ebaho. Yes, the former education minister Luchum, former education minister Napu Omunyina Abaho. Nene heard the brutal. All right, with that say. Marimra Ojabaho. Now the same topic. Mamintiu.
Our cherished listeners and viewers. Me go back to my good brother Odikan by hosting. Because Okasanyana, I was receiving calls from
Mahmoud Kabori.
Yes.
Okay.
On the key one pronouncement concerning Samaboy. Unknown to me issue. So I won't go deep into it over the week. But the Mibusane say, why? Is it say unto me, ye need free ho to send some people there now? Good. Now, the location where unto me, enyasem. Ama politically, I did not aquacochimuno. This is your biggest platform. We have a DCE in the district. We have a member of parliament in the district. The same location. Plantation Krana Waye. Omo Egua, which is a year in Kwabena. Ye too. Esa Galam Sozia.
Tina Kasa platform near big.
Very big.
Inti my memory.
Very big.
O say yɛde wuntum baabi korɔ naa a wogyina yɛ na yɛkye no ɛkadi n'asɛm a akɔda mu no DC ɛwɔ
the same district me no kasa sisi ya unim ade ba kokore hu police force so ɛkɔ hɔ no duty
every day
me no kasa sisi ya no there are more than 7 excavators here running 24-hour galamsey operation with the same environment. So it's like to me out another galamsey grouping in the same environment as a country.
How do you prove this one? Because
the same
surprising.
The same you can. I want it to capture it on record. The same place where galamsey. Yeah, they to me awakotumuno. I don't want to go into the case because we have discussed for a long time.
Week, yeah.
You understand? The same location, galamsey for Guonomo, running 24-hour galamsey operation at the same land, at the same location. Not
some boy hona.
Some menoka as a horse. What are you doing as a country? And then so it's like untiminko. Oma more power than Kwashawana. Which we can't do this to our country. So you want the security to pick up? Go there and see. Now, you can say the 44 a year red zone forest no more to me. I capture. They should go to a condominium. A place a friend said Bukokre forest. In fact, I only baby forest guard for Kokra and Amopam. They should go there and see galamsey yes inside the forest operation. Operating.
Security into me.
Oh, go there. So, a man that you gave a bold solution in opposition, and solution at the mind was very clear. Then how can you? Who can say a normal old practice for a long time? And then near to police. So yes, near Kwachi they don't want court, near Momu no man sanko be. Therefore, you talk about the man as on my penia. You introduce a new initiative, a yet different from the old approach to stop galamsey. In fact, many home say me can AI or say I will introduce the artificial intelligence not only to track systems. In fact, okay, say we import system from Anoniaba. It will only for construction purpose. Therefore, a bit more construction companies may be use some lances. And they import Abantimi ado hurry. I'm here into poultry farming. Mimi to me export it. I used to mean ABR. So construction limited. In fact, or say if you didn't be do a year harbor honor near the tracking device necessary. It is a question said this construction firm will mention here. It could rep baby and ye road so a year galam say ya be or soon the ye be revoke or lances or the year Juma as a construction firm.
Yeah.
It's a company be able to say or then a lances a be imported FDA, no the man galam say ya near ya broken some money road will have him. The risks are very high. Benedinium. I am matching any excavators or harbor without tracking devices. That promise what to change. And the Minoka say the rate of galamsey about or many mono. I will not pray innocent. Same people need be anything I'm your fee. Anything will give a new direction, new hope. But the rate galamsey agent self and the abine way mono. A piece that with the government appointees. So no Kasa Kataman or your press or your former Manol, what do you call it? NDC Fragbara. Say, abandada no move for. Ni this is negalamsey. What you will mean, member of parliament there? I am for now on negalamsey. What a lot of NDC paying for on negalamsey. None of them need to me every investigation. Going to 2 years, I prosecute 2. So me and the work and the budget. Me more can budget. So now one will station now last 2 days and Bekano. It's not about the paper. Yeah, the paper so it's about to bottom. Massa, say inflation to me by 0% or 1%. Fachem you. Now say mechanical bono akosro. Me basic commodity like water akosro. Transport akosro. Now 1% of the inflation, the reduction in the exchange rate, me free me botoma. Then it is theoretical economy, not practical one.
But the economists and then the financial people will tell you that processes start from somewhere, they stabilize it somewhere before they take off.
I don't expect to say me wo me ba ene na obeda me nchen na de bechi no jump no akọ. But any surprise any say Haria minya me source of revenue. The same source of revenue no increase here, like a teacher. Kakra bi na account so me je 3,500 ya. It's akobe 3,600. However, 2024 na me twa light bill nkane abo boso me no na me twa 120 Ghana cedi. Ene inflation about form perfect me da wase. Exchange rate about form perfect me da wase. Nembom the same light bill na me twa 120 no ene me twa 350 Ghana cedi. Amo ho ba ko ne kakra o abon ho times 2. Ba je tema mi o ebiem mi yin kan ne fi ho mi su a na mi twa 50 Ghana cedi boso me bia no right inflation about form dollar about form but it is same so 50 Ghana cedi no ene mi twa 150 Ghana cedi but market ya ne de sabe be ejina na no ene ejina transport we are the nipa bia obefaka I mean, this one as example from Yoso to Accra VIP bus. It was 120 Ghana cedi in 2024. But me no can say it's 200 Ghana cedi plus within that short time. And it
80
yes,
cedis in Abetos.
80 cedis plus within that short time. Me bra penny by name so no cry be na me hwa na eye me fei. Ensuo bottle water. Me ma me no de uche won so water almost almost fe bia water. Bottle water. And inflation no sabi e was 23 na ebiem the dollar rate no and 14.7 Ghana cedi 14.70 na ne eso ate no the same so na me to no 3 Ghana cedi the medium size no and 25 Ghana cedi right within that short period no sika kokko mienu 2 Ghana cedi na ababeka ho. So if you cannot link the theory the figures to reality it's like different economy. And a bottom so then a different. Osha budget na yenhwe the target of revenue. Aban no sika okaso ope. Je na okaso ohwe ne ho na ode bobra. The means is the resources. When you talk about the means is the resources.
Yeah.
So what I say. So the means is your duty to mobilize the resources. It will answer set one target. It will target na ubenya no. And eventually how I will be to I spend it. The resources. It is a target 126.1 billion revenue for the first quarter. That was the target. That 126.1 billion
Ghana cedis.
Yes, Ghana cedi. Now, as at a no echi already budget no. Now out of 126 no nyemu 124.8. So about almost 1.70 billion shortfall. When maybe the breakdown in here. The breakdown is oba a year taxes on income and property. Yen to manumano, the income and property or year tax no. Or target a year 53.2 billion. But only 57.5 billion or CD on our taxes and if you are on one idea or CD. A year oil revenue or target a year 9.1 billion, but unya 6.3 billion shortfall. A BM energy sector levies. Yen can ya no to 2 or more year ne a do so level no man or JJ and also there or target 4.2 billion unya 7.7 billion.
So no so anya profits.
The oil aspect I think a customer and no shortfall, but the effective alert yen kanya yen property rate and no man ye feel able to mono ni nyando SCD. But the me say how are Owusu that ye sikano ye feel yen kanya tria yen so tria how who make it good who you so within the means here. I don't have any problem. But means to say no who you so no. The priorities. Because if say Okokofa in the 2025 budget, again we'll repeat in 2026 budget, Okokofa 294 million Ghana cedi. on sanitary part. We repeated the same thing in the 2026 budget, 290 plus on sanitary part. At the same time, not the health sector like drone, topmost priority. Save a man for war in class. A man for one at all mono. Also, ultimately, sa revenue nyano, ultimately for being called, therefore, young close most of the drone centers. Apomuding, but you were able to projected more than 292 million Ghana cedi 2025. You repeated again 2026 for sanitary part, and then drone delivery centers 3. You're closing it down. Utimi Echo could take another more than 200 million Ghana cedi on a young initiative. Very brilliant idea. I don't have any problem against it, but how it was implemented. So, Oden Koko 10,000 ko example like Ofolukrum constituency. Oh, channel 555 mile per timber. What's that 10,000 you can divide it by 10 people. Means we'll be 1,000. We use mass stroke. Not one on Bosnia. Umfes can show them. Why yeah, or more dino, coop night and ama wom. The same to what provide on feed. Within 4 months, then Konasha settle. Oh, Bepe says, Omon beton. Or no farmer got order cat. Omon beton. A discount no mutual to account to ma. What Oceano? Within by 1 year. Obipia, na yenedia. But they are Ochen 2010 Edima individuals. It's sad at this moment. Said the minister in charge was able on the floor of parliament say the party manari and kokono.
So as I'm casting in a no marry.
The what's in kokono more. No, but he said it right.
Yeah, he said that a bit send a picture some man.
You understand? Oh my and kokono. Look, you have taken the money all right. Also, who you so within your means. But how are you soon no? The benefits in being as of mine collectively no. It's what I'm looking at.
Okay.
Once you know that there are major projects like the Agenda 111 and others, and say Kakrebi Kwana will spend or person use and within your means here, you can channel it to save the health center.
Okay.
But all you sue on initiative to me, like the sanitary, you cannot compare the sanitary part initiative. No, I will not say it's bad to the drone delivery system. You're cruising a civil lives.
We are on the priorities.
Yeah, but
or the friends saying that tricycle way of friends saying health delivery, no, Ediaba.
Another market.
Yes, Ediaba. Nti we are on the priorities, so that's why his priority or their priorities are. So you have your right to maybe talk about them or whatever.
That's the problem now. And now my good brother was making that suggestion. We shall see no the other no they are two right. But me no need to do what I say. No talking about the certified debt. I can so inherit 40 billion Ghana cedi on road sector. Right? Last year he told us would pay 5 billion out of it. And we also almost 12 billion plus. Right? So Sika said the contractors said Domoka. Omukia son façon saying, Emma my phones being Sika. I'm a Skaba sister in Muno. Now no, you're trying to pay the contractors. And your monko. The government suppliers, Mama Abano and Masono, Aban Domoka from last year Bissina when you're the Wukai. As soon as I'm saying, Festival, as soon as I'm saying, Obeko Techima market. Na ekuafo ewo aburu egu ho omunya tofo in fact omate aburu no so boa ma one bag about 200 Ghana cedi still obi anya den obi anto koyeji omu wo eye bayere egu ho but there's no money in the system aban no ye kan the Minister of Agriculture made it clear said the budget allocation to him and so releasing on time enye na ye kan omankasa no say scan who there's a revenue. A buying person will push Sika into the system. And you can only push money into the system directly when you pay amount to Moka and no one never. Right? So we are not saying say Abanye unkiabi and I say unexpendibi. But they are located for within the budget. Any revenue what on 7 or tap more so to control the flow of money in the system, want to control inflation.
All right.
And when you do that as well, scan you want a man for normal, and normal boy back from, but send a come here then.
Thank you, Prof.
Yes, sir.
Mami too.
Good.
On the way. And Sana Jeriaba.
I'm say near Finance Minister Bayana Okoye Mra mandatory say Otimima updates. And Kobeti made this opportunity to know appraise Sikafu for answer some review of the appropriation bill not the bar first. And so I'll say on your reviews be our appropriation him. Ato minim no koya review fufu bia mkran kan ho be mo because say atuntua
atumpetua
nti na kebe nwanwa pass so some new issues bia banti obe adjustments no apresika kakra e dia kan
enya ato
me amato minim ni pa de
so the budget no kwa no we yi kwa no ahwese budget na the buy does it fall within if it doesn't fall within Untia.
And you know the amenities expected to be some na me expect. It was the last thing I would have expected. Say at one power, say reviews. Again, the targets from January to June. Ato reported say 30 billion expenditure be on more. For example, I saw 100,000 from January to June. Or report so 70,000. 30 na can be as usual. I told you.
The style of Ato.
I told you, but I am thinking, say, share economy no holistically.
Okay.
The monetary bit and also the fiscal bit na those two aspects, no. Basic fundamental economics in school will teach you say yes economic growth, any those indicators they measure economic growth, any rigidities, no money, all the things we do surpluses are not kaka ho asem ni nyina no the left hand side of the economic conversation. Proper economics that is doing well at the left hand side must translate into economic development at the right hand side.
Normal. Natural law.
Sir, natural law. It do say yes, we economy na reach equilibrium. It means the level of inputs into the economy is having some correlation with the outputs na efrimu ban. Say honest minu at ordinary. It is good to be rigid economically. Make I say 2029 or 2018, sorry. 2018 and now 2017 muba 20 say about way back about 2017 so I think 2018 and na me opening setepe so I'm not a former finance minister na me opening setepe na your conversation be with joy and me reason why I am thinking say the MPP at that time was doing well economically. Senior Minuedi can say around this time the last time now the books were looking very brilliant. Tesenia to and confidently or presented very brilliant at the and I gave the reasons. And former finance minister Tekpeji to say what I am saying is true. But Prof, I'm giving you one assurance, and let me recap the same thing he told me. Let's have this discussion again in 2020.
Okay.
You know why he said that?
No.
And then now bet me at 30 billion biswa. Next is for our promise also bet you muka in May. When do you get it? And then I bet me at 30 billion biswa. A teacher for a from November 2024. A diababe sine. While new marker stagger bill no so bet you. Starting from April as and then I bet me I say when it is somewhere this time 2028 you will pay. You know what I mean? You will pay.
You will pay.
The was right when he said, Prof, I wish you would sit together like this and do this same analysis in 2020.
Okay.
Okay, I'm saying, hey, Honorable, you are right. Senior, my journey maso. I don't know why the politicians will lose all their rigidities and all their
fine tuning.
I tell you, Governor, you remember 2028 around this time. Next year, so Becca Sardian. In fact, the party for Ankasa will be extremely angry with him if he comes to report that instead of spending 100,000, he is spending 70,000. Wabra and Kasei, a lot of aspects of the economy are crying. Na minya kase wa report say taxes now G free and hono. I don't know why plus. Wetimi age taxes free on month on home and abroso. And so at the other side, one spending yes or spending by 30 good billion.
How short of
to those at the ports, say BOD AIB bar are jumping taxes generally by 20 to 40%. No, you are proudly reporting in Parliament, saying to domestic mobilization, no, ecoso. Then to expenditure side, na nkese or spending, ma esutimi balancement kufubu we are doing the usual auto style. Me nkase onkonko diska manemro. In any case. Deficit, like said Tekbe senior, said Tekbe honorable senior, said Tekbe told me, Ebe do baby I better said they are now over even spending. And my economy na a behavior sinusoidally. It is doing well now. Then it will spoil, it will worsen. Because Yankasa cross or man, as ye the adjoining able man, this
particular mind,
settings be a strategy be. Why do we want to deny the people of maybe a basic expenditure, BSN expenditure almost for the first 2 years? And this in South America, our economy has behaved like this all the time. The 2 years out, then everybody knows that, like Setekpe told me, everybody knows in this Ghana that they do 2028. Atu cannot present this report to. Even his own NDC will not allow him to do that. Why? Yes, spending in any pan hotel muna ye mpana. Ye betchi ye nyina komwa na afi abato obeba ye jagumu ana. Why? Ebizo ayenso citizens yenso ye ka ho. Enti sincerely speaking, those are some of the deductions I obetimi aye free adinim. But na me 2 million to force for ne say. He is doing well at the left-hand side of the economy. Meaning free in him. I've always been on the fact that he is superb in his determination and idea or the manage economy. Sure, maybe I'll no be free. You know, well, find intervention be a mama and can you. You have to be frank with it. And to say, or the 10 billion echo show up the city, answer the city ninya hodia. Senior thing go nya masidi ni engu. It is how many win the problem. But then, oh yes, I am managing so you went in free the economic, the right hand side, there was also. And Marco Kofu being tiemu. And then man is for being tiemu, never teacher for being tiemu. See, generally, Sika Nikrum. Generally, Sika Nikrum. In fact, me the pastor car budget names review, Nimu say, see idea or be Masikama, a Greek ministry, a Timidia cater for overflow now, buy in maize, beans, then a giraffe will soon have been suha. A table maintain MP.
Techiman for
a table maintain MP, NDC member of Parliament could
Nanja. Yeah.
Or no one could come here and go for a member of Parliament known to me in the presence of one government, no one buying. Why did we build that resistance? You can see so that we can report that you're saving 30 billion. And some Crawford beans, I say. Kwabena Crawford beans in there. Now beans a basic work was in here. Yes, when you need storage facilities, yeah, you preserve the Ghana wastage. I buy you do your friends a post harvest losses. Maybe I don't we have a conversation around this thing. And then yet deliberate government plan say, Eduano ni ye jini nyina ko gu ha na DSC for that. Ni ya hwe nkofo no makama me bra pani or ye beans adwuma yi bi. For the first time me bra ni ka kem no. Kakem. Ne car sell na jusan ko beto car. You aborted that dream. Ojai ho asem kraka because ni trade nankasa elusi 200,000 good Ghana cedi. And I mete say waboka. Just by the variation of prices in the manama buy now. The plans na beans ni say what is so cry obi ameto. No what is no obi ameto. Asema making Sanja Nanja na yes, I think one man MP. Or no akan ni nkro for adwura for yete, techiman for yete. And one report or review mu say even so na season na e be say na bi asay awie. If no other report say going forward no bema Minister Rick Opoku Sika. No, the access and in every system. Timing is equally important. Yes, you'll be there, drew me by Druno. Who bet me as I are enquadru. Enquadru, banquadru, and baby do independent where we are. Timing is also equally important. Why? He simply can't do this in election year. So is it deliberate that or hold this car? Let's say you may do a for Bura said that. Never for you said, but the foot work can am de mano. He should try and on go in some kakra. Ato, the best of go in some kakra. What you would do, oh, dear. Do guys, yes, dear. Oh, that's it. Oh, Madam Fubi can the situation at me of a contract beer, a buy no and a demand. At a point in time, I could do say into your stage in Ibima. I say finance Mr. Shemo, when your priority be priority be determined at the point of payment. Priority should have been determined at the point of the initiation of the negotiation. Then you'll be doing a priority and into train as an year. Mesre, he is doing well at one side, but on one side, economics nibi. Even though he majored in finance and PhD, no defending work university. He's a smart guy. I won't doubt that. Me not on a platform, so I will join several times near day. I know him. He's a smart guy. I can't take that away from him. Mesre, in your time, but more than now this economy we are having right now under you, under at force an economy under President economy is here so far 2 years down the line. Yeah, we did. Economy are in creating jobs. Okay. The economy is not creating jobs.
But I can say the unemployment rate has reduced from.
I'll say, over 900,000 people. 95,000 people have moved up the poverty scale.
There was a term given to it.
Multidimensional poverty.
Yes.
When you were branch, I'm multidimensional.
And then unemployment has reduced from I think 13.5 to something around 12 point something or 11 point something.
No, senior. The figures are good. On Wankasa, senior Dr. Atufo Senankasa at a point doubted those figures when the MPP were generating those figures. What you say? Inti how dey me I don't
want to go there.
Many money challenge be our figures no. But when Star Service say we releasing multidimensional poverty figures, that's 950,000 people have crossed
free multidimensional.
What it means is that the person is poor at some point.
But not totally poor.
He is poor. But at some point he is not poor.
Okay.
Poverty, for example, if you are using structure now team and you determine poverty, for example, you income, how many times you eat in a day, the materials are there, you dine out team, and we do these things regularly. You shall dine what now team by nature of a dine out team until you are poor. The roof near the high and yes, you're poor. Buy a ukita phone beer. So be the toucher or send you the toucher and say by the phone you're poor. Near acquire the full frosso. By way the beer. By way dear, oh you're poor. By say when you're poor. Say you're canning in our boom, that's when you're one non-poverty.
We're free.
In terms of multidimensionally, you are not poor.
Okay.
And to multidimensional poverty, it doesn't mean the people are not poor. But at least they have one or two reasons why they can be classified to a certain level. They are not poor. Right. But even with that, what I'm saying is that senior Honorable Finance Minister Atufo will agree. In fact, all the reports that has come out are cost of living in citizens. The unemployment report are suggest to say the people's expectation are about we young face cry omunya money panabun to omuyem crack a semiensa. Baku yemfi di nyuma SCC abai we industrialization abai we ni to the ranking, it is the least on the priority of this government. They know what is on the priority of the government, stabilization, economy. So when they say that industrialization is priority, they can't be lying. Unless we figure say we factories be ready and but the people are saying that is a lacking. Right. The second thing they're say the people are saying say it has not been a priority in terms of the outcomes. A binding fan is serious. We are buying that's also what the and why you are there now the owner ya there. It's your word versus people's word. Obi ofri galam say real baby enim say akunu ye mfa ni serious. Ah, ya fa ni serious Kwabena. Anke fie asokwa fie. Agenda 111 the chi. Enye nwura mu bie wo. Kwabena ya fa ni serious.
Nchenwa.
Umudi galamse.
Hey. Galamse fo no niam agu. Agenda 111
dan ni mu ho.
Serious.
Ho no change over.
Ho konsom ho. Odi akwadwuma.
Edi kwadwuma. Omupo o ma bedware wo hanso mu ri akọ. That is how no, so nobody should
how
tell President Mahama that meaning say me Kofi Amabo e no modern. He's my brother from the West. I wish him so well all the time. But on also one crofo more grounds of human information. Senior Amabo, if they are telling you they are doing well, they are really not doing well. You better set up ministry na Sema. And the last thing, they are not doing well according to the people of Ghana, job creation. Inti Mesre, he should now at this stage going forward also be releases camera for near say and beings no say good news. Oma expenditure kakra emra ni rigidity ni waka nsa mu adodo. Now if you put up policies ni near manema e betimi transform say an economic achievements or into especially job creation.
All right.
Na mabunu no problem with job creation.
All right.
That's my advice.
But that's it. Jerry,
Cody.
I waited for the last one because I am on budget here. Man, you.
Okay.
Jerry be fan. Yes, yeah.
Cody.
Jerry, me too.
My fa in check is your mammy co-panelist. It's been a while now. In fact, you share a check. I call commercial break at your resume. In fact, Cody, the issue about a year your media budget in some I kick up on the if you say I will say opinions are like noses, and it's very important. Say, maybe say bebana seen to a woman in ano, even intellectuals are on make one say number pinpoint na a bind so to me who say be way anyway and a quay way soon and quay. Na yeka one semino na yasanswa jiatum. Say prof can emphatically jitu mu say economy no in fact we share media to force na ya waya de and of course I dey bia if you say the media budget and answer to force and never take it and angasa no in fact your economist and finance analyst or mobile bonten bonabaso looking at the figures because economy ya de mai no a junk economy we share credit rating agencies are womu rate economy at the time now Standard and Poor we share Fitch for any just say other credit agencies are highly very credible. In fact, they rated the economy under the leadership of Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, His Excellency, and then Baumia as restrictive defaults. And then your baby say a dear some and these credit rating agencies, they are some no more for economy no. I'm reciting the omo de buy. You who say, in fact, a Fitch a rate as B, a Standard and Poor S&P say a B minus, Moody's say CAA1, which is a positive signal. They should tell you say economy no omo de buy no. Do media yes you are there. And from person I hear kwaku do no. What is a very positive outlook. Let's just say your boy home modern. And Ojaba ejitu muse obisa na asem say at least dan ya untumi fiti prekope ya wa akra na ebeteki ewa ansa na akra no bia signals go out with my den apeke. That is exactly what is happening. And then yetumi atutom any prudent economic management, fiscal discipline. Ama ye economy no eye wo mu a wo say wo mo hwe no from a distance it will be who say your boy home modern na it say in fact it's a plus for the government. We've not forgotten. So jaba say no dey you so we teacher ni na teacher ni aketua na watch KOD ɔsɛ ketua na ɔgye ɛnɛ ɛyɛ utility tariffs ɛkɔ so ɛho nkɔneaba still na ketua no baabi ɛwɔ a na ɛwɔ a yɛsan so kind sɛ saa teacher ni kuro na no in APP time ɔtɔ diesel 24 Ghana cedis per litre saa MPP ni kura MPP ni na no anase Ghana ni na no ɔtɔ diesel 20 Ghana cedis a litre 23 24 ɛnɛ hwɛ ɛkwan a yɛafa so a yɛmanage ɛkwan obi wa ɛhyɛ aseɛ ɛkɔ soro a ɛtumi ɛkwan kɔdu 50 nom sɛ yanka wei ɛnkyɛ
yes na prompt na ba na what ya before
yanka na fe ɛkwan na asa so apa
but they will tell you say na ba bia omuja no na ho na say mu dia akwa akoduru that's what they will say
every say you buy mode 2 million Ghana for the 2 million share yensa o hwe senia yesia a manage sa sector na in fact ya ade Ghana for boy abaso ade no kwa ade fi 23 cedi ne 24 cedi etimi kwa na abedu 11 cedi na abedu 10 na sa ko 11 na ko 12 na from say hey papa je mo say ye ka kire mo na asanso aba in fact ye boy ho modern when you share my wife, why I'm monaco. Hotel couldn't cry the at least the Mikadi. Kewodi. And then you bet to me, I can say, I say, and I never be a good president. Ghana Union Traders Association for. Or say NDC under the leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to force the finance minister. Baby, exchange rate, senior Musi exchange rate no. Boye boma yetumi importing ma bebe ne so who cra 10,000 say up $10,000 and as of fine so cra up $1,000 sika was a wonfa in cedis equivalent in cedis saying 110 million and so MPP time no so ko pebe 170 million 180 million and no and 7,000 I say 8,000 and every so say sika no obetumi dia ma say be yenu anoma o mu so aso anema kra say o mu ma no mu nyi nema no kofi and I say eye o factory emma
obo kasa ba musa question omo kasa na they also come back to the taxes and nei able to import your mukanyi eso now with the publican AI whatever na ban the businessmen are also saying say taxes are no mutu about 3%, some of them ninyina no ya flat 20% inti and also though dollar number from all right but the taxes now was no ama still and no bono akosro
KOD akosro as we are looking at the rate at which like inema air cost at the port. What you say? Fine, is here in the flats. You are in the flatter as compared to Tamana MPBT so net saying. That is that the meme per se my adjun cost no. Send ye tibiano taxes in the bed ye beji. But you make sure the taxes na ye no say a year regressive and I say be regressive. Because at the end it's the same crana, but you share from the angle you promise Ghana for say taxes be over a here. It you can say yeah ba na say business the businesses of ordinary of Ghanaians. Na okwa kofaba. What you say? Fast forward KOD. You my rent fee. Aban we dey bia ya make say inflation fine at the left hand side say prof was at the left hand side the figures the inflation the economic indicators in fact we have been here before now make an say when you were in opposition at time na MB before yes then and almost so they be oba there ono abet na okalo eno na yeso ba e ka so basa ye twa eboto Ara prof.
Maybe me caution I make I say as it is good.
You balance it.
Also
you balance it there. Yeah.
As for sir, but scan your bottom there. That's an account be na.
What you Jerry?
In a nutshell, KOD make us say. o share the narrative a baby a ye fa or money free any baby a ye drew no you who say in fact there is progress ye hwe say ye bekọ so na ye ne saa na ye manifestos na ye de ba abonten nsema ye kache Ghana for mo mugina so to abamaye no ye bekọ so na ye o hwe the agric sector farmer service centers o hwe the media budget of no buy o say so far no 50 farmer service centers 50 ebesa boa the agric sector. We share the area of education, the area of roads and infrastructure, the big push, the Kumasi Accra the express road near Hong Kong Yabano. In fact, boy home modern. Right. But we can never be complacent. We have a covenant with the good people of Ghana, and we must make sure covenant na no more no. You be this one here go. No now make sure so I then. Atu Obama in 2028. Ke odi member manusi no. Me kan kiri Ojaba say. Ojaba say a year some boy
amanfo gumudi
omo edi galamsey baby a omo say chama wuntu eni ti ejeli chama wuntu be honkon abano medie menti.
Okay,
this is the first time I met this asem say omo gusu omo di galamsey no na omo say we fidie eye fidi kese ese na wo kai no enti menim say mpanyifo so heden etie and asema o kai no they will take it on.
All right,
ovia owo forest no
awodie no
the person should watch out.
All right,
but that's it.
Thank you very much. Your time no you woo. Good evening, Kyori. I'm Okan from Bantama, the City West District. I always ask this question, please. Can a person be convicted for aiding, abetting, and authorizing an offense solely on the basis of another person's testimony, while the person who admits to physically carrying out the alleged illegal activities face no corresponding punishment? Untumi says he illegally acquired the land and never authorized illegal mining. Henry, on the other hand, admits that he carried out the galamsey but claims he did so on Untumi's instruction. So, if Henry admits to actually engaging in illegal mining, why is he the alleged landowner, the one who has been convicted, into prison? Why is the person who admits to carrying out the mining activity is walking free? Yes, it may be a plea bargaining. Sa plea bargaining, me say almost when you sa sem no. Anyway, you bring me aswa lesa. So Ojaba. Okay, 24-hour economy. Just briefly, because man who of a media man who report to be our media budget. Jerry,
Jerry make pictures. And for Ghana from 7th January 2025, I'm taking over now. Omo eso mwana changes behind them. Aba, which is not the reality. In fact, Jerry Koka in the 2025. No, talking about the National Development Planning Commission report now. They made the point blank say, based on the IMF program and how and running, and my 2025 and normal. You have read the report, right?
Anyway,
you have read the report.
Yeah.
Moreover, Timami, I will not waste time to go back to the serious say covenant. Combined external shocks are
and then
inflation core 54.7 in a year 2022 October, right? Within a year 2023 not yet taking which is almost 30%
down to 23
from 54 to 23 more than 30%, right? Showing a high rate of recovery. It's an MPP from the IMF report, MPP twice so 2025 now, and a possibility say by achieve this inflation was automatic.
Okay.
How you were able to reduce that 30% within that short time?
All right.
Right. More of them manusi or make another propaganda is good. You're afraid be whispering type of propaganda. And then you can platform say some why you can't say not that you vote. Say you're the full core 24 Ghana cedis.
I said diesel,
which is factually
incorrect. Okay.
In fact, but hold on, mommy. You can talk about the dollar, you can talk about that one. But prove me wrong and I'll apologize. We are communicating on the back. The highest that we went was in 2022. It went far back to 18 Ghana cedi.
Diesel.
And that's
hold on.
You have your phone, you can do that. But
okay.
mommy, with even the pricing, you were able to reduce it from that 18 Ghana cedi. When you were living, the highest was 14.7. That's what we gave to you. Now you're 27. Maybe 17 Ghana cedi. Maybe 17 Ghana cedi. You gave you 14.7. Now you're on 17 Ghana cedi. And Oka say more than in fact, Oka che Ghana for say MPP for Jamu Fuo or 14.7 cedis. Yeba yari. Yede be 17 Ghana cedi and come to Obama. Oka che Ghana for say MPP for yes, omo anyade. Yeba mo mukoko meteni boso and give to Obama. What you said in opposition is far different from what you are coming, what you are doing now. So they make a change in your now me send me break. So when you have a platform like this, mu nipa ya baba muda. All right. It to be facha me. You who said they paying for na toto no mana emwa. Ono kwa ti we. Yesi from obeka kire me. Ni boto mu ye. All right.
Thank you. But that's it. But let me mumi onu nyina you gave a factual incorrect statement about the diesel.
About the diesel, okay.
The highest the diesel went under NADO was November 1, 2022. It was 23 cedi.49. So it wasn't 24. No.
And you brought it to 14.
And Jerry was not wrong.
No, he was wrong.
It is 23.9.
No,
49, oh, yeah, 9. And 23.4.
23.
No, Jerry said 24 cities. 23.49. Until running up 23 cities.
So, Melande, the mechanic and say, but yes, good. The mechanic and say, ye jam a yet fango no. All right. At the 14.0. That is a japadi at the end. The jamo. But and yet on the 17 Ghana cedi. Yes, Ghana, yes, some say, Munyan ye den. All right. Am I ebium ye jamo and cania bois na airful. Or take to my and say, Moody police be about yenya ye and Saniguma Yusum Caniano. Mobile different meter, 10 years. Mobile different meter. And no, dear, a man can an abo bed, a bear for. Ye can't dash a meter and a bed.
Bedasipi. Oh, yeah, Bedasipi. Jerry, Mamito Afana, the neutral people, Nabem. We have just about 2 minutes. Oh, yes, 2 minutes. Yes.
Okay, Kodi. Bebacho, any deal. Senior Meditu Jano. A Juana Messansuabo.
A dear here.
Into body, oh, yeah, no play back now. And no one can answer more kind. It say, dear no, but some bombers who bore hono. Or no, and the 2 days. Quadaroma.
Any day.
Quadaroma. Now, our Maimuna IMF conditionalities. You know, Moka said quarterly a year increment in utility tariff conditionalities. No. Oh, IMF conditionalities.
But hold on.
That debit you propaganda. What they make be a propaganda?
But you trust me.
How you carry any propaganda?
Trust me.
It's Jody. Now IMF conditionalities no. Tama mu be fra be mu. Amode ye call IMF no. Now there was quarterly increment in utility tariff. And you ka say tama na mo mu wo ho no. Na mo ntu se kane mu se mo ntu utility mu se ehun kane aba no. It is in a year no there. Because this
okay, hold on. Na Musa. My name say tama na MPP no. You were in Ghana. Yes, you were there. You heard the increment in accordance with what was happening or what is happening now. Yeah, we are just doing a friends intellectual discourse. Okay. Let's look at it. Not yenhwe. Kaudi and Naminti. Now we say IMF conditionality. So you said yours nothing. Me family and nothing yenhwe.
Me say the MPP government agreed to continue the system of quarterly increments or quarterly tariff adjustments. Quarterly tariff adjustment as part of IMF supported reform program. What you say? And MPP for IMF conditionalities. When you say PURC for fine. Wamuba no mo ye review ne ehun ko ne abana. Definitely. The PRC for in mejumo mudi. ene omeba anase se busum no be hyase ebeko na wieye anase bi abribia no omoba aba abaye omode. But this is the case. Tama na momode ye ko IMF no. Conditionalities niema be na moko gigi tum. Eni se mo agi atum na ye bae no mo hand over an economy na e wo IMF amaya. In fact, me just me pese NPP for anyone kwankra se omo babu beka ho asampo. Because that is the economy you handed over to the NDC government, and which IMF, the International Monetary Fund, now conditionalities no eka ho. And this say MDC buy no na yet to a year tariff money a Hong Kong ba. You should not be in that position to even talk about it.
All right. Let me bring this one out. Past years saw massive single-digit or double-digit adjustments, such as major spikes in 2010, 2013, 2015, or a 51.02% hike in 2023. The long freeze was between 2020 and 2022. That was where COVID-19 no ewo but no crano at the debt because they were supposed to have increased the utility tariffs in Amma. Inti no can who been IMF conditionalities now no work no and no ebabe. Thank you very much, Jerry. Prof.
Yeah. Let's say Ojaba what Ojaba what
oh, Janu Mankasa. Prof too.
When the increments come, I am coming to crunch because increments never and Nigeria say a IMF conditionality. When the increment comes, they use different reasons. It's about Jerry's well versus Omomutu reasons that they give us. Do you get it? And the reasons they give us, a more recent one here, Omutu me say, Nanyansa be a name respectfully. Because Owusu exchange rate, the exchange rate differential was 0.02. 0.02 from 11.9 to 12.0. And it was 0.02 insignificant and to Bujana so the tomb. And so that we serve you better, you better bang. And so for better bang. Yeah, the intimidate me, yes, I don't want to go in between the IMF, blah blah blah. But they don't tell us a IMF conditionality. So I don't think it is IMF. In any case, is that to suggest say, and any IMF for a can Jerry give me that assurance? Jerry, but like can government give me that assurance? And it's only a IMF for. Since here the IMF for Ghana for say light here to move. I don't believe in as I in okay. But still, medema no say no. Yen na my economic achievement na sisi ekoso and translating into job creation.
All right.
Economy you know. And so free mobile business anima making. And so then most of the youth are still on the street, they're crying over unemployment. Now mestre, me lose a guard. Few weeks after IMF, we are in parliament for a $9 billion loan. You didn't change crowd. We started building a debts. You started building a debts. Now week here, Bank of Ghana boss by a data air trend up. Those things have started coming. Sabi, your headmaster, continue. You started broker gum. You started broker gum. You know when you course of parliament, Ghana, when will we change? So just say, and the senior, yeah.
Mr.
Jano, just allow
me and Mr. Baby. This debate, a real side debate, I don't know why you brought it up. This is IMF.
I gave you the chance.
Me and Timame. The almost spread across the social media networks. Say MPP are buying IMF Echo agreement. The Echo agreement, then Sasha says, Owusu Sabia. That's what right.
Yeah.
Owusu Sabia no. Yen to a year in Zoom. And to say ye two Zuma na MPP are buying an Ankania ma named Kabanayden. Atum. Ye read that debate no. So Osha a year the IMF Nanka Somokrata. Talking about the energy sector. May can't mean your masumra no more. That is a year paragraph 47. maybe talking about the adjustment. That's the bull. I'll say implementing an upfront weight average electricity tariff adjustment of at least 29% in January 2023. Into bracket, that is the prior action to limit the size of the energy sector shortfall. Or say this will be followed. Maybe I'm there 7 days. Will be followed by quarterly tariff adjustment, reflecting exchange rate, inflation, and fuel changes, reflecting on my figures, exchange rate, and the exchange rate in the same above form. And then be or say inflation. And inflation is the same above form. And the last one or kind of then or see the fuel price, and then most say above form. So let's be realistic over here because we are learning. Or say the kind of say the adjustment, should reflect this three factors. And more say that 3 indicators in a day above form. Therefore, say fuel and above form. Now, your friend say
inflation above form, exchange rate above form.
Then it should reflect it. It's a sign of many in above form. That's a straw. No, the I'm paying you say abnormal about me pay a bro swap. Then you are not going according to what was agreed.
All right.
So maybe ever say then it doesn't.
Your time now. Yes. Yes.
Quarterly increments.
Adjustment.
Quarterly adjustment.
Adjustment doesn't mean increment. Adjustment
can be up or
down. And also reflecting this factors.
Ojaba, quarterly
adjustments
with respect to inflation, exchange rates, and
Fuel price.
fuel price. And now, what say yes, say above form.
Yeah, sure.
Nanka, yes, say be above form. We will be paying more than what you are paying now.
That's it. Please, let me tell you.
You don't see different this.
Please, let me tell you. You have the final say. Sorry.
The omni say that debate you can see but media budget or can simbi can on the lighter side or can about GDP and the capital per
capital
do 3,000 to mean you would hear me. Says some real Japadia war and we seek that her name no more than $3,000 here. We see Kanakudi baby.
You see,
Abraham can quench. Why have me Nansame platform so the way I present my issue no. Me call from now Ghana ye pushy blame the man penning for no do. Niaman be bro home nyade. But yet the SSS and Niaman ye no. We are not doing it. So and you see a capital per
capital income.
Capital per income and 3,000. It means that o manager padie nyina na ye cha obi a wanya bi kwad benya $3,000 enti wa wutie me ne ka wa japadie bom na wunya ya ese sha wo bon ho so yire wo ho
wo yire ho
sana mpesem
anyway
yire wo
anyway thank you very much. Thank you. You can get to for economy, but time will still permit us someday, and we'll talk about that. Meda Professor Smart Sapong as a political analyst or science lecturer at KSTU. Na Mada Adoyao Harry Ojaba, and so I say Odwanichem Ewo. Western North MPP Jerry Suka and also NDC Ashanti Regional Communication and also Ekaho and Afeminia Prince Obri Deputy Communications Officer and also Ashanti Regional Tina I don't know Malama Yana Shake Media de Bre Nemen to me and come message just on one Cramon Fan Chemi Miss Shemo Monfan Chemi and your boppa yet and then say Yamia Doma or the Adom doing any essential as we can be confirmed. But then the Kwabena Dankwa. Yes, sorry, MB Prince Eba no abetroso no more ed the dear. Train when you're free and I do a better dow bruta auntie. Mo fidie no enka. Yakramo. Bye bye.